We spoke with a number of great patriots recently, including onto West Virginia, Representative Riley Moore, for an update on the atrocities still taking place in Nigeria. Let's take a look at that interview right now. Joining us now is West Virginia Representative Riley Moore. Thank you again for joining us, sir.
Thanks for having me again.
Definitely. We know that you've been talking about Nigeria. We know that the president's been talking about it since we last spoke, and I know you've been around in the media. Is there any update out of Africa?
Well, I think as you know, and probably your audience knows, President Trump has designated Nigeria a country of particular concern, which is a huge win for all of us. This is what I've been asking for. This is the letter that I wrote to Secretary Rubio requesting this just over a month ago, and huge success in that regard. But on the ground right now, the killings have actually continued. In the last 24 hours, we've had roughly, the estimates are about 20 Christians were killed by Fulani herdsmen, and a church, at least one, if not several, destroyed. They're still kind of pulling people out of the rubble right now. So we're going to see what that looks like in totality, but the killings have continued. I will say that the posture of the government, at least the sounds and what I'm hearing out of them, have changed a little bit. And so there does seem to be a willingness to work with the United States government on this, and I hope that's the case. But the killings have continued. We need more than kind of nice words. We need actions from the Nigerian government.
And what kind of actions are we talking about here? What would be possibly on the table when it comes to what's happening there?
Well, we need the Nigerian government to prioritize the protection of these Christian communities, particularly in the context of the United States doing billions of dollars worth of security assistance, arms sales, train and equip over the years. Now, they've paid for good portions of this, but that was under the guarantee that they were going to protect Christian communities, which we've not seen that. With this designation of a country of particular concern, we can completely turn that off. There's 15 different levers that are now available to President Trump through sanctions, stopping aid, arms sales, training, equipping, freezing international financial institutions of transactions. There's a lot of things that we can do. So the president has maximized that leverage as well by statements that he's made of, if this continues, we are going to go guns a-blazing into that country. Obviously, President Trump's putting all options on the table. He won't restrict or restrain himself in any type of peace deal that he's looking to seek, which has worked successfully now 8 different times around the world.
Some of the feedback that you may have received on Capitol Hill from constituents or online, on X, what are people saying to you about what you kind of helped spearhead to get this thing done?
Well, obviously, my colleagues in the House that I've been speaking with, and I have a resolution condemning these killings and supporting what President Trump is doing and protecting our Christian brothers and sisters in Nigeria. We have a number of co-sponsors, close to 30 now, and we've had 60 different organizations come out and endorse that resolution. I think everybody is tired of watching this take place, this genocide that's going on in Nigeria. So in the House, I've had a lot of great support from all different factions and sides of the conference, which has been wonderful. Interestingly, Democrats have been pretty quiet on this, not outright rejecting it, but pretty quiet. So I'm hopeful that we'll get some of them at least see the light and hopefully do the right thing on this. From folks in Nigeria or people living in the United States who are originally from Nigeria or descendant of Nigerian immigrants, a lot of support in that regard, but also from our religious institutions, whether Catholic, Protestant, what have you, a lot of support for this. They want to see this stop as well. They've been hearing this in their churches now for months, if not years, what's been going on in Nigeria and the persecution of Christians. So a lot of support from our great Christian churches all around the country.
It's awesome to see that and hear that from you, sir. Also, let's shift gears now. We know after 43 days of the government being shut down because of Chuck Schumer and others, your thoughts about finally fully funded and fully operational for the American people.
Well, it's a total victory for the American people, really, and also the Republican Party. I mean, we gave no ground in any of this, no concessions. And what we'd originally asked for was a short-term CR to finish the appropriations bills. That's what we were asking for initially. So we ended up right back there, and we got three appropriations bills done on top of that. So it's really a win-win. The Democrats got nothing out of this. And what we did discover through this terrible process that was holding the American people hostage for well over a month is that there are 8 Democrats, technically 7 Democrats, 1 independent in the Senate, who's willing to work with us and do the right thing. So we actually think we might be returning to regular order, which is not something that's happened in the appropriations process in many, many years. It was always omnibuses and CRs and time again. But we've got 3 of the 12 done. There's conversations in the Senate to do the next 4 of those bills. I mean, we're well on our way to actually returning to regular order, which I think is great for the American people because there are cuts in almost every one of those appropriations bill. And if it's not a cut, it's flat funding.
And final question, sir, what is your 30,000-foot view assessment for the country right now moving forward? We're seeing people talk about a lot of different stories and things we should do, we shouldn't do. What say you, sir?
Well, the president has rightfully been defending his record and our record on trying to make life more affordable for the American people. And what I would say is the 30,000-foot view is you need to look at that in totality, right? Why are we doing tariffs? Why are we trying to onshore manufacturing and reshore it back here in the United States? Cost of living, it's not just the price of material goods. Obviously, that's part of it. It's a big part of it, but also buying power. You know, if we're creating jobs that are paying $8 an hour, that really is not getting done what the American people want. We want good paying jobs. And that's what these tariffs and reshoring of manufacturing and these jobs that we had sent overseas as part of this push in globalization, that's what we're trying to reverse in this and give the American people a better quality of life and better opportunity to be able to achieve the American dream. So it's all of that. It's the tariffs, it's job creation. It's also reducing the cost of goods in this country as well, which is happening. Look at egg prices, milk, gas, and some of these others. Those are falling. And the economy, and I think the Treasury Secretary just mentioned this here last couple of days, first half of next year, I think we're going to see massive job growth from the policies that have been put in place by Congress and President Trump.
West Virginia Representative Raleigh Moore, thank you again for spending the time with us and giving us that crucial update on Nigeria. Please, you're welcome anytime on the show.